be good. I mean, that was the one thing last summer because I'm a professor, so I'm not teaching in the summer. You were
Yeah.
on in the afternoons, and so I just watched you a lot, and very very useful. Get the replays and all this stuff. I learned a lot from that, so I
Great.
really appreciate it, and that's why I wanted to do that.
Well,
But yeah,
thanks.
thanks for the replay.
Yeah, what are you teaching if you're a professor?
I teach geology and environmental science
Ooh.
Ah,
at the
okay.
university. So
Well,
actually, this summer, 2-week field trip out to Colorado with a bunch of my students, but because of the pandemic, we couldn't schedule it. So I'm hoping next summer, next June, hopefully, I'll take a bunch of students out west
sure.
to do that.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Are you a fan of Big Bang Theory?
No, I never really watched it, but my friend told me that they hate geologists. So
That's why I'm asking.
yeah, my friend showed me some scenes. He's like, "Oh yeah, see, they don't like geologists. Don't think it's a real science." So I've heard about that part, but yeah.
One of my favorite moments when Sheldon goes up and he's playing paintball and he says, "Geology is not a real science," and everybody just shoots him. It's great. Love it. Well, that's awesome though. I mean, some of my favorite courses in college. Actually, my favorite was Geology 103, my freshman year. My professor came in one day, and you guys, most of you guys know like the 15. I think it's 15-minute rule. Like if the prof doesn't show up for 15 minutes, then you can leave, or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that my freshman year. I'm in honors Geology 103, and the professor like comes in at like 10 minutes late, and we're all like, damn it, because we're all excited that we could possibly leave. And he says, "I'm sorry I was late. I was making my wife happy." And he just puts this big grin on his face, and we all of course have our dirty minds, so we just start laughing our butts off. And apparently he was like finishing up a cabinet install for his wife or something for their kitchen. But we all
That's
just
pretty funny.
we all lost it.
Yeah, it's interesting. We get very few students coming into college as geology majors, but then they take our intro geology class and they're like, "This is amazing," and a lot of them want to change their majors because a lot of students don't get geology in high school. I don't know if your high school has geology or
Nope.
earth science.
We have earth science, yes.
Yeah, earth science is a little different. But so when I was in ninth grade, I mean, I took geology. That was like the college track course, and then earth science was for the non-college track. But then even my high school, probably 5 years after I graduated from high school, got rid of it because the state standardized testing was physical science and not earth
Yep.
science. So they decided to shift.
Yep.
'Cause they want to teach the test.
Yep. I loved earth science. Like that was one of my favorite classes. I love rocks. I love learning about like the earth's crust and stuff. I'm a big geography fan, and there's a lot of overlap between geography and geology, so like
Yep.
it's a lot of fun.
Actually, I just read this book called Origins by Lewis Dartnell. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Nope.
It's how Earth's history has shaped human history, and it actually talks about the geology and plate tectonics and all the different things going on, and how that influences the geography, which then influences like in the Mediterranean. How come more of the big ports and everything were on the north side of the Mediterranean versus on the African side?
Right.
And it's related to the geology, which
Yep.
then the Greeks and the Romans, and it's really interesting. And it talks about the Silk Road and a bunch of other things. And it's really neat because it ties the geology, the geography, the human history,
That's
even
awesome.
the evolution of just humans in East Africa with the East African Rift Valley.
Now in AP,
Cool. I love that. Can I have you as one of my props?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I actually want to use this for one of
Yeah.
my classes.
well, AP geography. When I teach AP human geography, we talk about possibilism versus determinism, and what you're talking about there is determinism, which is awesome. Like that's so cool. My students have no idea. Like it just flies over their heads. I'm like, is it possible, or did it happen because of the environment? Pick one.
Mhm.
But like that's awesome.
Another good book is Guns, Germs, and Steel
Oh yeah, Jared
by
Diamond.
Jared Diamond. Yeah, that's a classic one too.
So
you know.
I used to show that in my freshman class, and I loved showing it. It was a great opportunity to think about like single fire torch. By the way, single fire torch. There you go. And why is this Petropavlovsk not like radaring? We had a teacher in our school. Now, he would always tell the students, anytime Jared Diamond says Guns, Germs, Steel, they should clap, right? And like, it's like 35 times or something he says Guns, Germs, Steel in the episode that we used, which is Into Africa, which I think is episode 3. Because we talk about the effects of geography on Africa and latitude versus longitude, the fact that Latin America is like, or sorry, that Africa and Latin America are 90 degrees vertical north-south versus Asia, which is like 90 degrees east-west, right?
Yeah, the climatic belts and everything.
Exactly. It's a lot of fun, and I love teaching that, and it's unfortunate. So this guy, hold on a second. I have a friend here. It's unfortunate he would talk about this as he basically poked fun of it, and it's like, guys, this is an actual theory here that people have talked about. Like, can we respect that instead of just flapping every time he says Guns, Germs, and Steel? But whatever.
Yeah, and he goes to great pains, and I never saw the, I guess, was it like a PBS special? I read the book, but he goes to great pains to say, this is not racism, right? This is just showing that if you lack resources or you lack the trade routes or whatever, then certain societies got more advanced than others, and it could have been other ways. But some people have taken it to say that Jared Diamond is racist, and it's
No.
they should ignore what all of his work, and I'm like, that's not what he's trying to do. He's not trying to put down Africans or Central Americans or anything. He's basically saying, if they had the Guns, Germs, and Steel, they would have, settled in Europe and colonized it. Done what the Europeans did.
Right. Yeah. So
You have to have it.
He's got 3 different episodes. The first one I think is the most important, where he looks at the Fertile Crescent and why did domestication occur in the Fertile Crescent versus any other place of the world first. I mean, we know it occurred in other parts later. Killed by a rental Hakuryu. Ouch. But it's good stuff.
Yep. I just finished reading another book called Dirt: The Erosion of Civilizations. That's another good one, and it talks about a lot of the same things like the Fertile Crescent. And people go to like Iraq today and are like, how could this be the Fertile Crescent? It's like a desert. Well, because they basically lost all their topsoil and did so much agriculture poorly that once you lose your topsoil, you can't grow anything. And so many of these areas have gotten lost all their agricultural production, mostly because of the way the humans have abused the environment.
Ash, I'm sorry, we haven't talked too much about your game, but I mean, you've been sailing about to and fro being radared, and your team is basically like winning.
You're radar bait.
Yeah.
I like how everyone ignored A.
Yes.
A does not matter.
That point does not exist. It is just a figment of our imagination. It is a mirage in Tears of the Desert.
Now, is MALD still Gaishu's clan, or did he switch it to something else?
They're in Tonic now.
Or Tonic, okay. So MALD is a
isn't
different...
Ash on the C server?
Well, it probably is, because Ash is, I think, is SEA captain. What was the Hindenburg doing? The Hindenburg was basically just being shot at. Like, so you play a Hindenburg to stay long range, kite away, shoot things, that sort of deal. And you can kind of see that's his positioning there.
Yeah, actually, I finally just ground this line up to the daring. I've only played like 1 or 2 games in it, so I guess I should pay more attention to what he's doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I really like the Jutland.
This is my wife's cat, Prudence. She likes to sometimes sit on my lap.
I'm
As long as
surprised
I'm
they
petting
sent you out to the 9-10 line. I thought they would have sent you to Ace and try and take it. Since they don't have a destroyer.
So, yeah, that's a good point. And of course, Hindenburgs will penetrate Petropavlovsk armor, which is why it's not a bad pick because of the 1/4 HE pen. Although, doesn't Goliath also pen Petro armor?
Yes. Goliath and Hindenburg both pen Petra armor.
Because it's 234mm for the Goliath, and then divide that by 4, so...
Unfortunately, your destroyer's just not been very useful. Yeah, you've gotten radared a lot, but it didn't matter.
I'm really
Like, you weren't
surprised.
on...
I'm really surprised that in the initial engagement you didn't get radared. Like by that Petro. That was interesting. You might want to heal, by the way. Pretty sad enough. There's no way the Goliath is gonna let you get a torpedo hit on him. When you're playing at this tier of clan battles, I mean, those little mistakes, they don't happen so much.
So what do you think are the best destroyers for clan battles this season?
Anything that's good anti-air, so that would be Smollett, Holland. Daring's not a... Daring's okay, because it's got the smoke, but it doesn't have much to deal with carriers directly.
There's only 3 relevant ships. Holland, Smollett, and YY, and from weakest to best.
Yeah, I've been playing Holland and some Smollett, but I don't know. I don't get a lot out of the radar, so I'm playing the Holland.
So, what SAT is getting at is that the Yu Yang is a decent pick simply because of the deep water torpedoes, and the fact that most of the ships that have a choice between defensive fire or hydro are going to end up picking defensive fire simply because they know the carriers exist.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I've been doing when I take a cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about the planes.
The reason why YY is
AP time.
A good pick is because of the smoke.
Ah.
You get a very good combination of decent duration smokes and very long lay time. So the YY can just constantly spam whatever cruiser it's supporting for. Usually it's Goliaths. Or Nevskis, depending on if we're talking about COTS or clan battles.
Yeah, I got the Shenyang now. I'm working that line too. Yeah, I kind of like, because they start off, I think, with like 5 or 6 smokes. So.
Yep.
Holland's acceptable in the lower tiers, but you're really just using it for spotting. It's not as strong at the higher tiers when everyone can aim at a very slow moving destroyer. And
I think between the... Sorry, go ahead.
Smollett's the last one. You can dodge more effectively and deal with destroyers, but the long range combat in clan battles means that your torpedoes are kind of useless.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, if I had to choose between Smollett or Holland, I'd probably pick the Smollett as being very effective. Holland's okay, you just have to hit on your torpedoes. I mean, Ying is similar, right? You have to hit on your deep waters.
No, YY is mainly taken for the smoke. The deep water torpedoes are a nice bonus.
Fair enough.
If you bring ships that don't need support, then yeah, just take a Holland or Smollett.
Right. Why are you not APing here? I think I'd rather see you shoot AP.
Yeah, the problem with Smollett I have is if I try to open water gunboat it all, of course, you focus down pretty fast.
Right. If I could make a request, please kill the political talk in chat. We really try to stay away from politics here. Whether that be world leaders, what's working, what's not, etc., etc. Get into A. What are you doing? Go. You got the kill. Nice. This is turning out to be a closer game than I expected.
The game is over now, unless
Yes.
your Hawker randomly dies.
I mean, it's a rental hack versus your hack and the daring. What is your carrier doing? He's trying to put you under fighter cover? Hey, don't worry, Scott. Don't worry at all. Seriously, it's very easy to get stuck into talking about politics and stuff. I get it. The only thing is, politics like religion. When you start talking about it, nobody really wins. Nobody comes away with a changed opinion. Everybody just gets angry.
That I agree with you, and this is somebody who just took an international politics course last semester.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just stay away from it if I can help it. Besides, the reality of it is that most people, most of us that are communicating here in Twitch, I would call us under the average citizen, the average person. We have no say in what happens within our countries. And I think we would all agree that we don't necessarily want to be judged based off of one or two individuals within our country. Plain and simple. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. So we're you know, this is a safe place. We all hang out. We all play the game. We all hope that our country can, like, not, you know, blow up in our face. But that can always happen.
Yeah.
Why is your Hawk crew going for their Hawk crew?
Yes.
It's a
Win
good
harder.
question.
Win harder.
Because he
unless
can.
The aircraft carrier.
Because he can.
He's at 11K now. I don't think he can anymore.
No.
And why are you
Yeah.
why are you turning away? Go in. Okay.
Because the Haku can easily hunt you down.
Yeah, it's time for
After killing the other Haku.
it's right deep. It is time for Stream Raiders. This game is basically over, but I want to see what happens. I'm gonna speed it up just a tad. Oh no! Oh no! This is. Oh god! This is why you should be going to C, because if their hack goes to B, you get C and you assure the win. Look at the score timer. Who's gonna win?
Oh
Oh
my
my-
goodness, it's just down to the wire. What the hell?
I think you
Wow.
lost that game.
Oh my god.
I think you lost the game. If he had gone to C, at least stop the cap gain.
It looked like it was +1 before the +2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the enemy one.
Yeah. Ouch. Niftiness, hello. Alright guys, 30-second ad plus Stream Raiders. As always, tell us the ads you're getting. It's always funny to see what you guys come up with.
Yeah. I hope you really had a stern talking with your CD captain, because he literally lost the game for you.
There was no reason for him to be exposed like that. Oh! My guy died.
Oh no! Anyways.
That's true, Scott. That's true. Alright. 2 times healer, and that goes to Chris Vala again. Damn, dude.
Hey.
Puddin' Deadliest got something, Butch Kane got something, Cloud got something, and it's time for our boss. Guys, the winner of this boss fight, whoever does the most damage, wins a panda camo. Okay? Panda monk camouflage. So,
If ever your name is Sith Kitten, you better be putting your troops down.
put your troops down, make it happen, and let's get into WoWs.